Hey, how y'all doing today? How y'all doing? Welcome to the Truth Hour, another episode. I decided to do today's topic on what's been happening. Trump just won on Super Tuesday, which was yesterday. So he won big. Nikki Haley dropped out. So it's looking like it's inevitable Joe Biden versus Trump like it was in 2020. I'm going to be breaking down what both presidencies would look like, breaking down what the people need, and breaking down what the base of the Democratic Party, Black people, Foundation of Black Americans, what they demand, and why we should be creating our own thing, our own organization that can protect, provide, and gain power in all forms as things continue to develop down the stretch. So that's gonna be the first part. Second part of the show, I'm gonna be talking about the Umar and the Cannon interview. I know that was a couple weeks ago, but I recently saw it, so I thought it was really eye opening. I'm gonna be talking about some stuff that Thought Crime's been speaking on. Be talking about some stuff Tariq been talking about. Talk about the whole thing with Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, the whole Puffstein pedal ring and all that rape, buck breaking culture that goes on in the music and entertainment industry, and just kind of just break it down, just a myriad of different things basically. But these are the main topics. So, first topic: Trump winning big on Super Tuesday. It started out before Super Tuesday. It started out on Monday when the Supreme Court ruled 9-0 that he was eligible to be on basically all the ballots. He was eligible to be on Colorado's, which basically set the precedents that he is eligible to be on all 50 state ballots. That's number one. Number two was the unanimous vote 9-0, showing that the Supreme Court says, hey, we don't want no part of this. We ain't trying to get targeted or whatever. And shows the fecklessness of this judgeship, basically, that they don't want to be in the limelight, basically, for anything that could be seen as just countering their, I don't know, their real anti progressive agenda, basically, because they've been more anti anything of progress, whether it comes to women's rights or black people or just anything in general. And the third thing too was what this meant basically, because to tell you the truth, it clearly states, and all these judges, the conservatives, are supposed to be textualists. The text clearly says you are barred from public office and barred from seeking public office if you incite an incited an insurrection, basically a coup, a overthrow of the government, basically, which is comes explicitly out of the Civil War. That's when the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments were done. They were done after the Civil War as a way of not only giving the rights to black people, but also trying to counter and punish those who separate and try to destroy the nation, which is and try to destroy democracy, which is exactly what Trump and his right-wing neo-Nazi guys did when they killed police officers. And then they're the same groups we back the blue, kill police officers, and then they basically tried to go further, kidnap and publicly kill public officials. It just didn't go that far. It didn't get that far. It got stopped. But it was supposed to get that far. And yet, the punishment has been real light. The consequences have been real light. And the Supreme Court, which it clearly says, technically he really should be barred, but he wasn't. And now he's going to be able to seek high office. And the way it's looking right now, how feckless the Democrats are when it comes to doing stuff for their base, especially black people, he's going to win because of the fecklessness and apathy of what's supposed to be the progressive side, the for the people side, which is what the Democrats are supposed to represent on the surface. We know otherwise that they're the fake friend, they're the backstab in the back, they're the death from 1,000 cuts, they're the they're the the bait and switch, like, hey, watch my hand, and then with the other hand, they take what you have. So that's what they represent. But let me tell you what the Super Tuesday week is stemming up to. I believe that Fani Willis is going to lose her special counselship. This is going to help to implode that special prosecution, which could put Trump in jail. They're going to try to stop all that so he can win the presidency. And once he wins the presidency, what will he do within his presidency? He already said he's not leaving the office. So, number one, dictatorship. Number two, political assassinations of his rivals, both good and evil, so it don't matter. You're opening the door to stuff like this. Public assassinations of those who are righteous, openly attacking those who you deem less than, black people, poor people, you know what I'm saying, people who believe in something good. All of that is what is coming down the pipeline, and yet and still, the ringing of the bell, the alarm system has not gone off. Remember, there was a saying back in Nazi Germany after all of that shit was defeated that it was like a dream before Hitler got in. Everybody was in fantasy world. Can we not say that's the same thing that's going on right now? People are in TikTok world and the metaverse and social media age and all this technocrat bullshit. Like the real world doesn't exist at all. All this surrogates bullshit. All of this. I'm an AI bot. I'm a guy that's white, and I am an animal, and I swim with dolphins. All this, just fictitious, imaginative bullshit, without dealing with the reality. That's the same shit that happened in Nazi Germany, and we're doing that same mistake with the neo-fascist, neo-Nazi, Hitlerian genocidalists and Trump and his fascist, white supremacist gangsters who are coming down the pipe. And the alarm isn't being rung. And there's not a counter organization being formed right now that could stop this shit if they were to go mode and just start shooting randomly and start rounding people up in mass. It's like everybody's just like, it's like you're watching a horror movie and you're like, I can't move. This shit is just too crazy, bro. Like, it's too much of this, like, oh man, cool, whoa. Too much of this video game shit. We gotta deal with reality. The fuck are y'all doing? Like, that This Is America music video with Childish Gambino, where there was like, oh, whoa, wow, where they had the kids watching while all the chaos is going on. That's exactly what's happening right now. And now this is being manifested in the real world with real consequences, which can cause millions of deaths, billions if we're not playing the game right. Because this could be a geopolitical. It's not just domestically. This could also have geopolitical ramifications. Because, like I keep saying before, Putin, who's a Libra, thinks he can control a Gemini, and Geminis are very vengeful and spiteful. And if Putin, who already thinks that Trump is a stupid puppet asset, Trump's gonna feel a way about that. And remember, everybody who allied with Hitler eventually got turned on. Same thing's gonna happen when it comes to Trump, dumbasses. You ally with him, you think he won't hit that nuclear button? Are y'all stupid? It's like, if I go, you go. What the fuck? These people ain't playing no games right now. They have negative birth rate. They know they're going to be out of here in about 50 to 100 years. They ready to, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it. We can't do anything. The AI ain't working, you know what I'm saying? The stem cell research ain't working quick enough, you know what I'm saying? But the implicit danger is eluding everybody. Everybody is in this, oh shit, yeah. Then this drunken stupor. I really wish there was more of like a animus, more people jumping up and down like, hey man, we need to shut all this distraction shit out and focus on what the real danger is right now, which is this dude coming down that could kill millions and billions of people. with his bullshit rhetoric and his gangster and neo-Nazi hitmen that are coming down that co-sign all his bullshit, trying to set up a new Jim Crow state, but even worse, with nuclear weapons and all sorts of shit going down, like in mass, like where there's curfews and you can't leave, and you got people doing all type of shiesty shit, like, ugh. And at the same time, the countermeasure, which should be so easy, Democrats, you see implicit fascist danger. Okay, let me make sure my constituents are provided for. Universal income, reparations, full set economy, protections for said foundation of Black Americans who are unjustly killed, so that they can vote for me and they can live. A new anti-Black hate crime bill. Like, what the fuck? Like, the most basic shit. This is like baffling. End of Imperial Wars. Like, so we don't look like the same villains that we're trying to stop. Like, the end of the mass incarceration prison to school pipeline. The end of the three strikes and you're out, the whole drug architect, private prison industry. Like, all of this shit that should be done already. The end of these fucked up games where you use these other so-called disenfranchised groups to attack the true disenfranchised, which is Foundation of Black Americans. Like, ending all of that because you have real dangers coming down the pipeline. The Economic Bill of Rights that would have been proposed by FDR, creating all of that. Like, just a full panorama of shit that should be happening right now. A truth moratorium, so you tell what's been going on, all of the damn coups that y'all have done, all of the damn secret agendas that y'all have done, all of these damn false flags, all of the assassination, like, just changing the paradigm. But that's not what's going on. What's going on is all this hubris and bluster of, well, you guys have no right to vote for it, so you have to vote for your Democrats. No, we don't. That's what's so fucked up about this shit. Because it's like, you either get hit from one side or the other. We don't want to get hit from any side. We're tired of Death of a Thousand Cuts or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We want fucking freedom and independence and a new world, a new meiotic world of justice, truth, and honor. It's the highest virtues, the highest frequencies, the heaven on earth that we deserve, which should already be here. This shit is insanity right now, man. It's insanity because literally the stuff that should be done isn't being done. And then you got these fucking idiots all around us who have been placed in these positions who look like us, who are looking black, basically, but they all have the soul of the enemy. They all do the enemy's bidding one way or the other, from the Obamas to that low-level bitch who was dressing like Nino Brown, to Fonnie Willis, who let the cop who killed Rashard Brooks, I believe, in Atlanta during the 2020 George Floyd uprising, charges get dropped and shit like that. And just a bunch of shit. All these Me Too shits to try to make the face of all evil black males. So you set up the innocent black males and get them groped while not prosecuting or even making a hero out of those who are really the rapists and the real pedos and all that other shit. And this is what segues into my next segment. The next segment is the stuff that's been going on this past weekend with the stuff coming out about Meek Mill's basically potentially being bug broken to get on by Diddy. The same thing with Usher, same thing with Chris Brown, same thing with a lot of people, which is now exposing this music industry, this entertainment industry, which we've all long known about, which is just a bug breaking industry. It's a front to abuse, misuse children and those of who have a legitimate dream to use that for your own dastardly demonic means and beings. So now let me take it step by step. Puffy's been exposed by Cassie, and now more lawsuits have come out, and people for a long time knew about a lot of shit, his sexual depravity and his being involved in shystiness, robbing people out of money, assassination attempts, people being killed, him being a part of the killings of Biggie and Tupac. It's like he's not the headhunter. We know it's in class. We know it's the power brokers, the apparatus, FBI, CIA, all we know it's the top head honchos and the ruling class that they work for. But these are the henchmen who are part of that said rank, said organization, said consortium, which is now showing itself. And now certain rappers are being exposed. Meek is one of them. Certain R&B artists are being exposed. Usher is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Chris Brown is another, allegedly. With Breeze, we got to get more evidence. But we know for sure Usher, we know for sure Meek. And and as well, this shows that in these games, like what that young lady who has a lawsuit who was saying that she's having suicidal thoughts and all that. I say, young sister, what's her name, Tiffany Red, stay strong. Like you got this. The universe has your back. You telling the world it's protecting you, and the universe will, in kind, make sure you're good. Don't give in. Stand up and keep moving forward. Because I guarantee you, the pendulum is swinging towards that meiotic world, and your justice will be rewarded. Your truth, your honesty, your bravery, your courage, your enlightenment, your wisdom will be shown true. So, and I hate that she's going through that. Same thing with that Rod dude. You know what I'm saying? They gotta hide because they're afraid that this fucking monster and his consortium is gonna send killers after them. It's ridiculous. It's evil. It's dirty. And so this leads to a further thing as well. Is Puffy Puffy the end all be all, or is he the tip of the iceberg to a larger, deeper consortium, a deeper conglomerate, a deeper organization, a deeper apparatus that cuts across all spectrums of the society at the very top level, from those at the religious order, the Catholic Church. You see, they've been exposed. All the churches have been exposed for decades, and the mosque and the synagogue, all cut across, have been exposed for centuries and decades with buck breaking, messing with boys and little girls, all the way to the entertainment industry, all the way to the banking community, the politicians, Hollywood, the royals, every aspect of the society where they're at the top, they're involved in that Jeffrey Epstein pedo ring. That's why they keep trying to distract you from that list. They tried to distract you in 2019 with the pandemic and all that other shit. And that led into 2020 when we was stomping down all these CEOs in 2019 and into 2020 were resigning en masse because they're all about to be exposed for being a part of that decadent consortium. And now they're trying to hide the list again by redacting the list, by overthrowing you with black people as part in their sexual depravity, which they're a part of. The Puffies and the Russell Simmons and other monsters are henchmen of R. Kelly, R. Kelly, Kells, but they are not the head honchos of this shit. They are not the masterminds. These are the henchmen. So expose the henchmen and tell you, fuck these henchmen up, fuck them. They need to receive meiotic justice. But so do the rulers, those at the top of the game who have been hiding their face, their name for centuries, millennia. You don't even know who the fuck the 13. As soon as, like for example, remember Nick Cannon's Cannon class when that shit got exposed and Nick Cannon had to apologize and all that shit? He said nothing. He didn't say anything. That's Professor Griff saying all that shit. As soon as Professor Griff mentioned 13 families and all that bloodline, the ruling class got spooked. Oh hell no, run! they froze up. They was just like, oh damn, she about to show the hidden hand and shit, all of that. So all that shit got exposed. So it's just good to know the truth, and it's good to hear the truth being spewed out. And I say that to bring my point home, that these people are part of this ring, and they need to, their truths need to be shown to the light. And we can't get distracted by people who are there to knowingly or unknowingly cause distractions. Like when the Jeffrey Epstein list came out, everybody was so enamored with Cat. Oh man, Cat's video goes mega gagillion viral. Why'd it go viral? Because it was exposing the henchmen. in saving the master. Just like with Calvin, just like Samuel Jackson's character in Django, Massa. You know what I'm saying? Jumping to save Massa, and making sure that his hand is scot free. His hands are not clean, basically. Like for example, one what's her name? Sincerely Ignorant on Thought Crimes, poignantly said in Blood and Bones, one of my favorite movies, when I first saw it, and even now, when James, that crazy motherfucker, was doing the crackers' dirty work, he like dissed him, like, bro, do you sit a place at your table for your dogs? He basically saying like, you ain't nothing to us, boy. You just here to do my dirty work, and you get a little crumbs here and there. But we run this, we own this, and I keep my hands clean, and that's what's happening right now. Cat, yeah, it was good to expose the Kevin Harts and the Steve Harveys and the Cedric the Entertainers and the who else? The Diddy's and all that. And he mentioned Epstein too, but that wasn't the focus of the interview. They focused on just the black Boulay set. They didn't focus on the entire apparatus. My thing is focus on all of it. Because he mentioned Epstein. That should have pivoted people to what Cass said and then pivoted people to that list. So that people's names can be the same people, the same way people were mentioning Cat Williams in that interview. They should have been mentioning that list in the same breath. At just as much, if not more. And then getting the original list, which has more names because they redacted a lot of shit. That's not even half of who was on it and doing all the fuck shit. So, yeah. So it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just all these games these people play. Notice Bill Gates ain't even on there. He's there. Oh yeah, and to the truthers, to the punk ass racist right wing set, the Alex Jones set, the Joe Rogan, aka the new Rush Limbaugh set, Proud Boy set, all these punk ass racist ass crackers. Your guy Trump, your truther Trump, your Drain the Swamp Trump, he's on the list too. Because remember, he was a Democrat long before he was a Republican. And he was connected, and he's in the entertainment world too. He's in that area where Oprah was, where Ghislaine and Jeffrey Epstein was. That's why he wished Ghislaine well, because he's part of that shit too. His name is on them list too. Just like Bill's and all them. We know what Biden's on. That nigga is a buck breaker and a damn pedo. You know what I'm saying? Give a fuck. Rapist, buck breaker, and a pedo all in one. And a racist and a genocidalist. We know the game. So it's just offensive, bro. And the people deserve better. People deserve better. The people deserve a whole new world. Black people deserve a better world than this shit. And I'm gonna segue into my last part, the Dr. Umar thing, and then I'm gonna talk about those who refuse to talk about the Diddy's and the Jeffrey Epstein pedal ring and all that shit, and just don't because that needs to be a main focus. But the Umar thing with Nick Cannon, that was the council culture, whatever. That was good. One thing though is it seemed Nick Cannon's whole show seems to like think tank-ish. I can't even take it out for myself. My girl put that coined that term, but it sounded real like choreographed. We live, we heal, we deal, we kill, like whatever he says at the end. So it sounded just like we ride together, we die together, bad boys for life. I was like, I remember Nick Cannon's mentor is Will Smith, but just that whole interview, he was talking a bunch of bullshit. Every time Dr. Umar was getting on the point about buck breaking, about black men in dress, about accountability, about making sure that entertainers are accountable, making sure that you're not buck breaking your community, you're not harming your community. This nigga was basically trying to defend the celebrity classes do boyness to the power elite and to white supremacy. He was defending white supremacy. He was defending buck breaking. He was defending effeminization of black males and then over the masculinization of females by proxy and the destruction of the traditional black family structure. And he was doing a bunch of explaining, talking about, hey, all communities are protected. Black communities not protected. He was like, well, Seinfeld That was because of us. That has nothing to do with the institution itself protecting us. We protected ourselves when that racist was saying the N word. And him trying to defend the N word, which has been very destructive to our community. Nick Cannon, even when he had the Cannon class, I was like, this nigga is an agent. You could hear the agentness in his talk. He's like, yeah, man, I'm from the hood. Like, bro, you a suburban kid from San Diego. You got put on to Nickelodeon a long time ago. You're part of that set, bro, from its inception. You trying to reinvent yourself because you don't think a lot of people know your background. That's why people back in the day on your Wild 'N Out show, especially Mikey Day, used to be like, man, you come from the mean streets of San Diego, used to openly mock you because they knew your origin. And you don't think people have peeped that? Well, I digress. And now my last point that I wanted to say is when it comes to the Puffstein, P. Diddy being exposed, when it comes to these celebrities being exposed, there's always somebody who's supposed to be progressive, who's supposed to be for the truth, for black people, who's in the alternative media sphere. It doesn't say anything and honestly defends Diddy. It tries to defend celebrities all the time, which I think is total bullshit. If the low level John and the broke nigga can get abused and put in check, why not the celebrity? The celebrity's above it all. We're in a decentralized era. We're in the age of Aquarius. All that hierarchical structure shit, that shit is gone, boy. Everything is being corrected. Everything is being horizontalized, not verticalized. I mean horizontal and elevated. So we're being elevated, but all of us are being elevated. Not just one select few go up and then you pull up the ladder and then you wag your finger and be like, you broke, nigga, and you hating on me because I'm making money, which ain't the case. What the fuck? Most black people idolize those of wealth and money and acclaim and celebrity status. Most black people adore and admire that. That's why it's their responsibility to set a real image, raw role model image for the youth and for that class, that group who you represent. So it's bullshit when these people go off the rails. And it's bullshit when you defend them doing so. You gotta compromise at your job. What the fuck? These people are celebrities. They can make money anyway, but they choose to do this to make money, compromise their people, disrespect their people, basically sell their own kids out, the Wades of the world, sell their own community out. For what? You know what I'm saying? What the hell? That's not worth it. Wear a dress, buck break yourself. Not stand up when it's time to stand up. Like the whole Nick Cannon thing. Once again, Nick Cannon had a chance to stand up. The community was behind him. You would have had more love in the streets than you would have behind the scenes. But buck breaking yourself, fuck that Wild 'N Out show on TV. You could have took that shit and just went straight viral online. You could have made the Wild 'N Out on the road tour, and probably would have sold made more money off of that, and it would have been more genuine. Instead of this, same thing with Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry's a known, what the fuck? Your main thing is being a fucking woman? How's that? What the fuck is that to look up to? That's why you ain't no threat. Matter of fact, you're a enhancement for those in power. That's nothing to look up to. And Diddy is a known assassin. Diddy is a known shyster and swindler of those people who have made legitimate records and done legitimate things and stolen people's money. There ain't nothing to defend. And this nigga's involved in pedo shit. The fuck? This nigga's involved in buck breaking men and women. The fuck you defending that for? Anybody on alternative media defending these celebrity people, we ain't the same, bro. And it's time for these people to be looked at legitimately and criticized legitimately, no matter what they got, no matter where they are. And that's just the real on it. For real. So I'm going to land my plane on that. Actually, I'm going to just say one more thing. Because it doesn't get said enough. When we look at our black leaders who are still around, quote unquote, we have the Al Sharpton's FBI informant, Jesse Jackson, part of the King assassination, FBI informant, FBI dude boy, asset agent. But we have a third guy who's known as a revolutionary, quote unquote, who isn't a revolutionary, who's been involved in not one major leader being assassinated, but two major leaders assassinated, Malcolm X and Khalid Muhammad. You basically pushed them out there to get killed by the enemy, both times. We gotta talk about Farrakhan, bro. If we're gonna speak truth to power, we have to speak all the truth to power. Dr. Zachary Clark exposed it, Amos Wilson exposed it, Steve Coakley talked about it, and Dr. Khalid Muhammad, rest in peace, talked about it continuously. Talked about how dude pulled a psyop on him when he was took it out of the ministry for doing nothing but standing strong and speaking truth to power, defending him. You defended your own person. You defended him, and he took you out for defending him. And then at the same time, then he brought you in on some swindler shit. We got all the recordings, all of the history. And then after that, you ain't saying nothing, and you basically went zero dark 30 once the first assassination attempt was happening. And then when he exposed you, you don't say shit. You wait till this nigga die to say shit, and then talking greasy about him, talking about his tender and he was weak. No, bro, you're weak. And I want to speak truth to power, bro. John Henry Clark Ben exposed you too. John Henry Clark Ben was talking about you being a fraud and a shyster. You just talk a good game, but we need action. That's why during the 2020 George Floyd uprising, when the people were standing tall, what did the nation do? Stood down. They went zero dark 30. Then they came out, hey man, we got some food for y'all. That was weak. That was bullshit. That should have been called out as offensive. So we just gotta call it all out. This is 2024, the year of truth, justice, mayat, and the year of abundance. And we finna call it out. The year of the good rising, the evil falling, justice rising, decadence falling. And what is justice? As word to Khalid Muhammad, justice is the reward for good and the punishment for evil. And I'm gonna land the plane on that. Hey, I'm out.